What's up, guys? I had a little bit of time to calm down. I was going to come on here. This video, it may sound like a crow. It may sound like a crow. Shout out to Texas A&M, Kellen Mond, man. This kid is for real. When's the last time somebody did that to a Venables defense? His ability to escape, and it doesn't matter how much he's being pressured. His balls were all right on target. I haven't seen another quarterback do that against us since I can remember. This kid's. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not going to overreact because it's just week 2, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the Heisman race. That being aside, Clemson still got it done, still found a way to win. We definitely should have beat this team by worse. Mund was single-handedly the reason, or the one that kept them in the game. They didn't even have to run the ball. So much work to do with our defense. Now, I will say, the officiating in this game all around was absolutely atrocious. ACC refs, that's what we expect from them. We've seen it a ton of times. A&M held pretty blatantly. I'm sure somebody will go back and make a video. Some of the worst holding I've seen and getting. I think the only time they got called was that 2-point conversion at the end, which was ironic. Because most of the holdings were actually a lot more obvious than that. I mean, every time you saw Mon going back, there'd be a Clemson player trying to get him with an A&M player holding him, dragging behind. But, that's just part of the game. Officials suck everywhere. As far as the offense goes, we were moving. We had times we should have scored more, should have at least had 21 in the first half. Obviously, A&M blew some opportunities too. Kelly Bryant, I do think, is the starter. I think he's a solid starter right now. Trevor Lawrence is a beast. That first throw he made, man, and T getting up there, that was gorgeous. Gorgeous throw, gorgeous catch, gorgeous run. Had a bunch of explosive plays on offense, but there's a bunch of plays, too, where we just couldn't get it out. The play calling, in the second half especially, I told y'all, man, I did not want this to happen. I didn't want it to happen. I wish I could send a million letters to the Clemson offensive coordinators. This doesn't need to happen. We cannot get up 28-13, and we get hella conservative. We get so conservative. It's what happened last year. It's what kept us in games we had no business. Could have blown out Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, all these teams, but we get up and we just take it easy on them. Bullcrap offensive play calling. Run the score up. Play aggressive. Texas A&M partially came back because of that absolutely horrible play calling on offense. Conservative, torture our defense. We can't do that this year. That is the road to failure. If we're going to sit in here and play conservative once we get up a couple of touchdowns, it's or a touchdown, whatever it is, it's BS. Okay. Didn't really matter because A&M was coming down and driving every time, but we've got to play aggressive. Defense is going to have to step it up, man. And you could tell when the defense walked off that field, they were pissed. That's what we needed. Hopefully a wake-up call. Thankfully, the wake-up call came before we lost. The offense, we have the playmakers. We went a little bit. Like I said, we just went so conservative. We have to play aggressive. Offensive line really played poor the first few drives. They're going to have to step it up too. Secondary got burnt, man. I will give it. A&M had some amazing catches. The receivers, they had some amazing catches, but there's no excuse for it. They definitely had some lucky catches too. He was blindly throwing the ball up a few times, but most of the time, man, I can't get over mine. That was one of the best performances I've seen in a long time from a quarterback. Hats off to him. Hats off to him. That's all I can say about that. So watching some of the other games around the country this year, especially teams on our schedule, wow. The best team left on our schedule is Boston College, and it might not even be close. BC, they're going to be a problem this year, and if we play like we did against A&M, we might not get out of BC with a win. A&M is probably a little better than BC, but look at this schedule. Florida State might have won their only game of the year just now. You know, Georgia Tech got run over by USF. Louisville barely escaped after some 1AA team. South Carolina looks the same they did last year, and y'all know what we did to them last year. So look at this schedule, man. We have nowhere for a slip up. Last year we had at the time good Auburn team that ended up doing pretty good. So hopefully A&M will end up doing good to help our strength of schedule a little bit. Last year we had at Virginia Tech, a solid Louisville team. NC State did pretty good. We had some quality wins. None of those teams look very good at all this year. We cannot afford a single loss. I'll go ahead and say it. If we don't go 12-0, we won't make the playoffs unless something crazy happens. So there's a lot of pressure on the team now to get it together. If we play like this, it won't matter because we're not going to win in the playoffs. We have to find a way. Those little check down throws, every time mine was fun on those check down throws, man, those killed us in the first half. And then in the second half, he just started throwing it deep, man, and everything he threw was a catch. It didn't matter how many Clemson players were on him. Tip balls getting caught. I mean, A&M, they really did just have some crazy catches, definitely some luck. And then Clemson got a little bit of luck with that call at the end, obviously, which to most people looked like the ball went out of bounds before it went in the end zone. I wasn't too upset about it because A&M got down there on that drive because of two huge missed holding calls where mine would have been 100% sacked if there wasn't a Texas A&M player holding them, dragging behind a Clemson player. So I wasn't too upset with it. The rest were horrible for both teams. So much improvement needs to be done, and I don't know when we're going to play another decent team to see. We might run through Georgia Tech. We might run through, probably will run through Syracuse, maybe NC State because they haven't looked very good. So we're not really going to be able to tell how much we've improved. But one thing I do know is we need to boat race these guys. We need to boat race everybody we play in the ACC, and then finish off with South Carolina and boat race them again. And then hopefully play a very good 1 or 2 loss Virginia Tech team in the ACC championship. That's it. I mean, that is it. That's it. It was not pretty tonight. Another way of looking at it is, okay, 10 years ago we go to Texas A&M, we escape for the win. We go crazy. I mean, hey, that's a huge deal. We're on the road, a non-conference big team. And now we're not happy with the way we pulled off a win. So it does show how far this program's come. But if we want to get another national championship this year, we got to turn it up. We got to turn it up and get it going. So we'll see what happens the next few weeks. Let's get it together, boys.